to have your company for
The first episode of Speed Machine.
featuring the fabulous Wild Bunch cars. Kevin Prendergast, the New South Wales team,
Certainly had their
backs to the wall.
They certainly do. Coming into this event, the second in the 1993 series, they got a 4-point deficit. The Queensland team is tough, but the New South Wales team are really out to win this event.
Wild Bunch, one of the most popular categories in national drag racing. That man, Les Winter, represents Queensland, and he'll do battle with Alan Fountain, who hails from Gosford on the Central Coast. That's Fountain in the XF Falcon U. To start now, imminent red light, in fact, for Alan Fountain. Oh, Les Winter got right out of shape, actually crossed over, so Alan Fountain gets the automatic win.
Alan Fountain cruises through with a 7.65 at 288 kilometres per hour.
It won't be easy to find a winner here as Jeff Hislop lines up against John Payne, Kevin.
No, John Payne from Queensland, one of the most experienced and longest serving Wild Bunch members. This Corvette was specially built for Wild Bunch racing. On the other hand, Jeff Hislop in the blue Monaro has very experience in super sedan racing, but brand new to the 1500 horsepower that the Wild Bunch engine provides.
John Payne on the other side of the racetrack hails from Brisbane. Jeff Hislop from Emerton in Sydney, and this will be a great matchup. Handicap start conditions, Hislop got away very well. All John Payne breaking traction. That's the second time in a row the Queenslanders have had problems in that lane. Jeff Hislop blasts through.
An easy win, an 873 at 239.4 kilometres an hour. The start liners have been a little tricky ever since there was an oil down earlier on in the day.
All right, Lindsay Churchill now against David Baxter. Again, very evenly matched. Probably Baxter the more experienced, though, Kevin.
Yes, this is a good example of what Wild Bunch is about. We've got the 57 Chev, the Norma car driven by Lindsay Churchill you see on screen. It's the older style car up against the late model Ford sedan. These type of matchups give the crowd a brand identification, and of course the colour, the smoke and the noise. That's what Wild Bunch is all about.
David Baxter from Ipswich, his car powered by a 500 cubic inch Keith Black engine. Handicap start, Lindsay Churchill got the benefit of that. Can Baxter get traction? Yes, he can. He's a little skatey on the racetrack. And again, New South Wales are going to score an easy victory.
A great run from Lindsay Churchill there, an 8.98 at 265.77 kilometres per hour.
Well, New South Wales have started in sensational fashion as we see Les Winter return against Andrew Keane.
Yes, Andrew Keane, this is a little small block Tirana, one of the more popular cars here at Eastern Creek Raceway. But what can you say about the Winters Smash Repairs 56 Chev?
A magnificent race car powered by a 520 cubic inch Rodex Chevrolet engine. There it is, the Flying Fridge, one of the most popular cars in Australian drag racing.
Notice, of course, they've got Team Toad up against the windscreen to show where the loyalties lie.
Andrew Keane gets the handicap start. Les Winter a little slow away. Or he puts the Chev on the wrong side of the racetrack. So Andrew Keane will blast away to an upset win. 9.42 seconds at 236 kilometres per hour. We're coming back with more State of Origin drag racing on the other side of this break. Lots of colour here at Eastern Creek. Welcome back as the State of Origin drag racing clash continues. Lindsay Churchill returns to the drag strip, as indeed does John Payne, Kevin.
Well, the Queensland team are really up against it now. New South Wales is clawing its way back, and it's due in part to Lindsay Churchill we now see on screen. Churchill, a good win in the first round. John Payne had trouble, but he's a fierce competitor, and I think he'll fight back on this run.
It's significant to note for those watching at home that in this, the second round, the teams have now swapped to opposite sides of the racetrack. So now the New South Wales team, Kevin, need to contend with that lane that appears to be a little slippery.
Well, now that the racing's progressing on, there's some heat in the day, I think you'll find that the lanes will both improve. So we should get some fairly even and very consistent performances from both teams.
Lindsay Churchill, the New South Welshman, will get the benefit of a handicap start in the 57 Chevrolet. Away he goes. Oh, John Payne, the Queenslander, has jumped too soon. He's actually ran the red light. Payne is coming home very quickly, but it's all to no avail.
Lindsay Churchill the win with an 869 at 266 kilometres an hour. He takes an excursion off the racetrack in the braking area, but unfortunately John Payne wasted a very good run with that red light.
Gee, Lindsay Churchill in the 57 Chev is really in good form. So's that man, Jeff Hislop, as he returns to the drag strip to do battle against Simon Farrell.
Simon Farrell in the Monaro, a brand new combination, a supercharged big block Chev. some 8.5 litres, and he's up against Jeff Hislop in the Eastern Creek Performance Monaro.
And as you can see, Hislop utilising a very effective reverse gear, Kevin.
Yes, Wild Bunch is colourful, it's noisy, it's 1,500 horsepower engines in sedan bodies, so the cars are the sort of thing that the people on the hill can really relate to.
Supercharged, alcohol burning, producing plenty of horsepower. In fact, around 3,000 horsepower set to ignite with this pairing. Heads up start, a red light by Jeff Hislop, can you believe it? That means that Simon Farrell on the left-hand side of your screen only needs to complete a Sunday afternoon stroll and he'll take the win.
Simon Farrell goes through for an 8.94 at 218 kilometres per hour, but based on the smoke coming from that engine, I think that would have been a very, very expensive run.
Yes, I agree with you, Kevin. Bad luck indeed for Simon Farrell. We now advance to the next pairing, and the form man for New South Wales, Lindsay Churchill, returns to the drag strip to take on the Chevrolet pickup of Tony Harrington from Brisbane.
As the burnouts are undertaken, of course, a most important part of drag racing. The burnout heats the tyres. It allows the vehicle to ensure that it's got the maximum traction to take care of the 1,500 horsepower that each of the cars produce.
Both of these race cars powered by 8.5 litre supercharged Chevrolet engines. Should be a great pairing. We trust you're enjoying Speed Machine, a new motorsport program that you can see right throughout the summer months on Nine's Wide World of Sports, featuring Australian motorsport, drag racing, speedway, and some other categories of national motor racing. So now Harrington and Lindsay Churchill line up side by side. Should be a great match. A staging duel going on here. Heads up start. They jump away simultaneously. Churchill and Harrington both got great starts. Superb reaction time. They're running side by side across the quarter, but Lindsay Churchill gets there.
A great win at 8.83, 214 kilometres per hour. 3 wins out of 3 races for Lindsay Churchill, and that puts the New South Wales team in a winning position.
Oh yeah, New South Wales certainly on a roll here at Eastern Creek Raceway. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're watching around the country. Jeff Devlin now from Canberra in the Fireman's Quickie. Ute will take on David Baxter from Ipswich.
Both of these very, very experienced Wild Bunch racers. Jeff Devlin, of course, has been campaigning the Fireman's Quickie for some time, and David Baxter, in fact, one of the originators of Wild Bunch racing in Australia. This XE Falcon is powered by a 9-litre Keith Black racing engine.
And that man on screen, Jeff Devlin, driving the EH Ute, powered by a 454 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. He got the handicap start. Oh, you wouldn't believe it, Kevin. Baxter has red lighted, so Jeff Devlin just needs to get to the other end safely, and he'll take another New South Wales win. 917 seconds at 247 kilometres per hour. We're coming back with a whole lot more, including the finals from Eastern Creek shortly. More horsepower set to unleash here at Eastern Creek Raceway as John Payne from Queensland lines up for battle against Andrew Keane.
An interesting combination here. The street, almost standard appearing Tirana of Andrew Keane's up against the very swoopy Corvette from Queensland. Andrew Keane in the small block Chev powered Tirana has run a personal best of an 8.24 today, and John Payne really has been struggling with performance. But Payne's a fighter, and this will be a great run.
Yes, Payne hasn't had a lot of luck today. Had traction problems and also broke out on another occasion, so Andrew Keane edges forward. John Payne now doing exactly the same. They line up side by side. We're certainly getting down to the business end of proceedings now. Andrew Keane gets the handicap start. Green light on for him. A good lead, good reaction time. John Payne, by the same token, got away very smartly. Keane's in front. Here comes Payne winding up the horsepower, and Payne blasts across the top end.
With an engine-destroying blast from Andrew Keane's losing Tirana.
Oh, bad luck for the little Tirana. We move along now, Kevin, to the most important pairing of the afternoon by a long, long way. It's Hislop for New South Wales against John Mole from Queensland. Now, if Queensland happen to win this run, they will tie up the point score with 1 pass remaining.
Yes, the New South Wales team really have had a magnificent performance.
Hislop has the advantage here.
He certainly does. They have recovered that 4-point deficit. The New South Wales team are 1 up, and there's 2 races to run.
So a lot of pressure here on the Queenslander John Mole. Has got the state of Queensland on his shoulders. He gets the handicap start. Can Hislop claw his way back. It's John Mole in front as they run up the quarter mile, burning bitumen. John Mole gets there. Hislop couldn't stop him. An 8.73 at 234 kilometres an hour. It's all tied up with one pass remaining.
Well, it certainly has been an interesting day's racing, and it's great to see that the final run of the day will be between the two team captains. The scores are level. This one is for the money and the shield.
Les Winter from Queensland, the captain, as you alluded to, Kevin, putting plenty of rubber down on the road. That's Ben Gatt, the New South Wales captain, on screen in the Ford, one of the most popular racers in Australia for the last 2 decades.
He certainly is, but unfortunately he has not had a good day to date. He's broken the transmission on the car, so he's making this final run with only second and top gear. He's moved his handicap dial-in back to an 880, which is 1 second slower than he normally would be. It's going to be a very interesting race. The catch-up has got to come from Les Winter, who leaves last.
So Ben Gatt will be looking for every ounce of horsepower out of that 351 Ford Cleveland engine. Away he goes, the man they call Gonzo. He got a good start. Can Les Winter run him down across the top end? Winter's very skaty on the racetrack. Ben Gatt gets there first.
Gatt's got there first, but he's broken out under the dial-your-own rules of this type of racing. Unfortunately, Gatt has gone quicker than his time, so he automatically loses. That means that the Queensland team and Les Winter win the race.
Well, a remarkable turnaround. New South Wales on top all day, but Queensland have won the series. We trust you've enjoyed the action from Eastern Creek. Until next time on Wide World of Sports, take care and drive safely.